Yeah, what's going on, family? It's your man B Miles coming to you live once again with another video from the B Miles 84 Conscious channel. I actually want to come to y'all with another video, man, talking about how Comet 3I Atlas could soon shower NASA's Jupiter probe in charged with particles. They's pretty much saying right here, the Europa Clipper spacecraft may soon be pummeled by charged particles ripped away from the ion tail steaming from the interstellar comet 3I Atlas. That's the new prediction from two European researchers whose computer code allows them to identify when spacecraft can align with a comet's tail in the sun. Completely harmless to the spacecraft, the event provides a rare and a fortuitous alignment and a unique opportunity to directly sample material from a comet from beyond our region of the cosmos. They say we have virtually no data on the interior of interstellar comets and the star systems that form them. Samuel Grant of the Finnish Meteorological Institute, who led the research, told Space.com. Sampling the tail in this way is the closest we can currently get into a direct sample of an object, and thus a different part of the galaxy. Despite this huge opportunity, however, there are a number of things that could work against Europa Clipper detecting particles from 3I Atlas. They said, for instance, the United States government shutdown persists. There was an issue because Europa Clipper is currently in cruise mode as it continues its journey to Jupiter, and not all of its instruments are activated. The alignment between Europa Clipper, the comet, and the sun falls into place between October the 30th and November the 6th, and if the shutdown is not resolved by then, it's unclear whether scientists can awaken Europa Clipper to make the measurements, even if they want to. It said that the measurements can be made, though they will provide insights to the composition of the interstellar comet, allowing comparisons with comets from our own solar system. Comets possess two tails formed from particles and thus lifted off a comet's surface or outgassed due to the rise in temperatures on the comet as it nears the sun. The heat causes pockets of gas just beneath the surface to expand and burst out. A comet's dust tail is the most prominent and follows the trajectory of the comet. No spacecraft is currently in position to fly through 3I Atlas dust tail to sample it. They said also they were saying between October the 30th and November the 6th, Europa Clipper will be in position to potentially receive some of those ions transported by the solar wind towards the spacecraft at several hundred miles per hour. Along with Geraint Jones of the European Space Agency, a principal investigator of the Comet Interceptor mission, was able to predict the ion tail crossing thanks to their tail catcher program, which is computer code that can track movements of packets of solar wind material. They said we used the velocity measured at a packet's arrival to trace back the path it took to travel from the sun to spacecraft, and we could compare this path to the position of this comet, said Grant. The calculations indicate that Europa Clipper could intercept some of the solar wind packets that came close enough to the comet to steal away some of the ions in the ion tail. The solar wind carries ion of its own from the sun. So how can scientists differentiate between solar wind ions and ions stolen from the comet? They said cometary ions can be distinguished in a number of ways. Most simply, by chemical abundances. Cometary ions include significant amounts of heavier species, particularly water group ions compared to the proton in helium-dominated solar wind, said Grant. Additionally, the act of loading additional mass into the solar wind causes a general slowing and deflection of the ambient wind. Wow, so pretty much they are saying that 3I Atlas could be pretty much, traveling towards like near Jupiter and stuff like that. So a lot of activity dealing with this, so you definitely want to pay attention. But I had to come to y'all with this video, man, spread thoughts up on this, shed light up on the situation. Felt the need that y'all had to hit this subject. Keep on liking and subscribing to my channel. Always appreciate the love. Don't forget to hit the bell to get all of my notifications. Like, share, and subscribe. And this your man B Miles coming to you live once again from the B Miles 84 Conscious channel. One love once again. Peace.